the Elevated Look Show, hosted by Mark Stampfly.
You know, you've been a filmmaker for, quite a while now. Like, how is it being a filmmaker, in the pandemic as kind of we're coming out of, kind of getting a little bit back more to normalcy? How have you been over the last, like, has it been, I think I've seen two different sides of it, like the coin. Like, I've seen some people have created more. Some people have just hey, I need to kind of reevaluate things. I need to take a step back. Like, how has that last year and a half since I've seen you, how has that, how has your creativity been in that time?
It's actually a motivation for me because it made me want to work more, have new ideas, create new stuff. So that's why I spend my time every time watching movies. And for me, watching movies, it gives me more ideas. It's an inspiration for me. Watching different movies and animation also, because I like animation. And that's why I'm spending my time writing these short films. Hopefully I'm gonna have to choose one, and after that we're gonna do the casting. I'm gonna find the team and everything, but for now I just want to lock the script to make sure I have it ready, and then after that I'm gonna it's gonna be out hopefully filming very soon after this pandemic is over.
Okay, very cool. Is there anything you kind of learned over the pandemic period that you've either lessons that have been successful or things that you shouldn't do that maybe you could share with us in terms of what's kind of worked, what's not worked?
Well, the pandemic was tough on everyone, I believe, and especially for businesses and for people who work in film, because they stopped filming because it was because of the pandemic. So everyone kind of lost their jobs. Even if you work as a full-time job, you lost your job, or if you're a freelancer, you still couldn't find projects to work on. So the pandemic was really hard on everyone, and I tried to concentrate on my social media because we're living in a fast-paced world, and I wanted to make sure that even though I can go out and work, I can still do something at home. I can shoot stuff, film stuff, and photos, maybe talk about things that I really want to I wanted to make it as an awareness place, my social media. So yeah.
Okay. And so what specifically, is there certain things you're trying to make society more aware of? I know you're very a very passionate person.
Yeah, well, basically, I'm an artist, and I'm also not just an artist and a filmmaker. I'm also vegan, so I like to use my social media, to raise awareness, for people. Maybe they can go vegan, because I think it's very important for people to go vegan, not just because it's healthy, because you're making people realize that abusing animals is really bad. So the more you become passionate about earth and environment and animals, the more you live in a world where people are happy, people are living together with all being equal and everything.
What would you say, because you do a lot of different things. You're an artist, filmmaker, poet. What would you say is kind of your number one passion? What is there one thing that kind of stands above the rest?
Yeah, of course, film for me is number one, because I studied film, and I studied film not just because I had to study something, I had to choose a major. It was my passion. When I was a kid, I used to watching Matilda. It was my favorite movie.
Okay.
I watched it maybe every single day, even after school. I would tell my mom hey mom, I'm gonna finish my homework. Can I really watch Matilda? And she's like, Mom, do you want to watch it again today? And I'm like, yeah. And I like Disney movies, especially Lion King and Jasmine. These were my favorite two Disney movies. Yeah, Aladdin.
Aladdin's my favorite Disney movie too.
Yeah, I love Jasmine, the character, and she inspired me. So this is why when I was I finished school, I was what should I study? My mom also pushed me to do something low, these things, and I'm like, Mom, I'm passionate about film.
What did your mom want you to be? Sorry to cut you off, but what did your mom, what did your, because I think that's always it's kind of an interesting to talk about, because a lot of kids these days, their parents, they want them to be a lawyer or doctor or engineer, and because that's it's a more, in some ways, respectable, but also safe sometimes choices. But then there's all these people whose dreams might be in a way dying and they might be resentful to their parents because of it. How did that work with you? What did your parents want you to be, and how did that all shape out?
Like my mom studied psychology, and she was
Oh.
telling me like, you like to read books, why don't you study psychology?
Yeah.
It's really good, and you're a very kind person, so you can help others. I'm like, Mom, I'm not going to study something that I don't like, because for me, I know I'm going to fail 100%. I want to study film. This is my passion, and I know I'm going to be very good at this. So she said, okay, you can do whatever you want. And I'm happy because my parents gave me all the support that I need. Of course, in the beginning, they wanted me to be something else, but when they truly saw how passionate I'm about film and everything, so they decided like not to push me for anything, and they were like supporting me in like every single way.
Yeah, I think you're lucky that you have parents that supported you like that. I mean, obviously, I mean that's the thing. I think people, it's sometimes hard to realize is, you know, your parents are looking out for you. They obviously want you to succeed. They want you to have a successful life, but you know they don't understand sometimes that you're not going to be happy unless you're doing exactly what you want to be doing. And the fact that they kind of came around and they're like, yeah, no, we'll support you full force. That's great, because I think a lot of people don't have that, especially, I would say even more so outside of like America. I think that's even a more difficult proposition for like kids growing up.
As for me, like I remember the first camera I had was a Sony Cybershot, and
Oh.
it was my dad got it for me as a gift, and I was still in school, and I used to take photos, and my mom would check them out, and she's like, "Oh, you're pretty good," and then she would tell me, "You know what? Like I know you want to study film. I know you want to be a photographer. You can go ahead and do that." And she was really supportive, and I'm blessed to have supportive like family.
That's great. So did you get into photography before you got into like film and cinematography and?
I think so, because yeah, because even before studying film, I had this camera, and I was like, I used to go on picnics like different places with my parents and take photos. So I started with photography, and then when I started to study film, I started of course to do video stuff, not just like photography stuff. And like I also was into editing, because like some people, like because some people used to study theory in university and some people would practice. I like to do the practice part, because for me, like if you want to be an editor or a director, like a cinematographer, you have to practice. Like studying theory is important, but at the same time, if you don't practice, you can't be good at it. So I wanted to do like, and also like, because for me, like I used to live in the university, like I was renting like a room there, so it was easy for me, even if I want to stay late to edit or like practice and try things out, I used to have all the time I need for that. So this helped me a lot to become like a better filmmaker even before I graduated. So
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think there's so many people who talk a lot, but they just don't practice kind of
Yeah.
what they preach, or not even that, but you know, even in film school or
Yeah.
whatever you know mode that you kind of enter into that realm. You know, people are always talking about, yeah, I have the screenplay, I got this movie, I've got this feature, and then like that's it. Like they're not really hustling, or they're not really making it happen. Like, and so I always wonder, like, is it really that important to you? Like, if you're talking about this, like you're not getting experience like doing it. Like a lot of people, the people I really respected were the ones who actually like were doing it. Like whether they failed or not, like at least they're going for it to see if that's, you know, see if it's going to work out. Because you're from Lebanon, right?
Yeah, I'm Lebanese.
You're Lebanese, and so did you go to university
Yeah,
in Lebanon, or did you go?
No, actually, yeah,
Oh.
I studied in Notre Dame University. It's called
Oh.
NDU. Yeah, it's one of the best like film school. Like, of course, we have more than like film school. We have medicine. We have like graphic design, like fashion.
Is studying film in Lebanon, is that normal, or is that out of the, like, is that more like, oh, you're studying film, like that's kind of different?
No, actually, it's very normal to study film, because a lot of people are artists studying graphic design, fashion design, interior, like film. So we have a lot of people studying film there. Of course, we have different schools, and the film school I went to, which is Notre Dame University, it was really, really good, because we had to practice a lot. It's not only about theory, because other film schools would make you like study theory and film, and you don't practice a lot. But the film school I went to, which is Notre Dame University, we really had to practice, and every single like week we had a different project, and you really had to do everything from filming to editing to audio to everything. So I mean, this was really helpful for me because I had to like work on everything. And
you got to see like every position, so you could kind of work your way up. You could see what like a grip does, you could see what a camera operator does,
Yeah.
and that kind of helps kind of see the whole big picture. And especially if like you're a filmmaker like yourself, then I think it gives you, at least from the, my perspective, it kind of gives you a better way to guide those departments.
Okay.
So when you are like, say, a director or a producer, you have a better understanding of like, okay, so yeah, this is what the lighting department is. I know, okay, this is kind of how we need to do it. You can relate more to those people if you at least even experience a little bit of it, rather than kind of just getting the book knowledge, right? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why like the first 2 years we had to study everything, and then you can choose on your last year what to do. Like if you want to be an animator, then you will focus on animation. If you want to be an editor, they will give you like editing classes. If you want to focus on like filming, I mean in terms of directing, you can take directing classes. And if you want to be a script writing, they'll give you like script writing classes.
So what did you choose?
Well, actually I did like directing and acting.
Oh, you chose two?
Yeah.
Oh, is that, how come you got to choose two?
Yeah, you can do that. You can choose two. So I chose directing and acting because I like to be an actress. Like, and acting is very important for me. Like, I've never done it professional-wise, but I like to act.
How come?
Well, the only thing is maybe because I was focusing, like, I have experience. I worked like 6 years as like a post-production producer. So I was in charge of post-production like department.
Yeah.
And I had to like to do editing, and like also I had to hire like animators for projects, like for clients. So that's why I couldn't do acting, because I was focusing on like being an editor and like being also like focusing on animation. I don't do animation myself for sure, but I do editing myself, and I love editing.
Gotcha. So what about now? Like, is acting still like a big passion of yours?
Yeah, I love acting, to be honest.
And is there like certain steps that maybe you think you can take, or is like what's holding you back from like just going full force and giving that a shot?
Well, I think sometimes you fall into the comfort zone and you feel like you have to push yourself more, even though like for me if I want to do acting, I have to go to different like agencies and like acting agents, and then just to have like a portfolio there and my headshots and everything. So I think maybe I just have to push myself to do it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you like why I'm not doing it till now, but yeah, I have to push myself for that.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah.
Again, like, it doesn't mean you like give up everything else or like sacrifice all your responsibilities. You have to pay the rent or whatever else.
Exactly.
If you have family or whatever, you can't just forego all that. People have to understand that. But at the same time, if it's something you want to do, then to take steps to kind of like, okay, well, I am gonna make sure I'm like looking out, seeking auditions, or I am gonna, I think there's kind of the two routes you can kind of go. Is like, one is either you go more kind of like the kind of professional system of getting an agent or manager and having them seek out auditions and constantly going to casting calls, or the other option nowadays too is, because it is so competitive in that realm and you don't know if people, you could be super talented, but you still might never get a shot because there's just so many people doing it. And the other option is like to kind of create your own projects and your own vehicles to work in, or collaborations with people, and then kind of, it's almost like you're marketing yourself.
I think I should do that for sure. Maybe I should act in short films, and maybe like I have to look for people who are looking for actors and like for their short films or something, and maybe I have to do it more. And then when I have like my own like show reel, and then I can go to like agencies and agents and managers and tell them, hey, I want to be an actor, so maybe I can do auditions, like go to casting calls in different places. Yeah.
And then you can also like build up your acting reel, which is really important. As somebody who kind of I do casting for projects, and you do that too, and so you've seen like just the variety and just the level of like some of the reels, and most of them, I mean, I would say 99% of them are horrible. I mean, I hate to say that, but they're horrible.
That's true.
So like that can really, I think that's like good advice for people is to really get put together a really strong reel. It doesn't even have to be that long. Like most of these like casting directors or producers, directors, they don't have time to sit through a lot. So just to have something where it's more focused on the quality than just a long reel is pretty important these days. I think that can set you up, like help set you apart if you put together that, and you can have the background maybe to do that too, because you are like a filmmaker, so you can help put together a pretty amazing reel. Because I think that's something that I can't even remember. I have a couple friends that actually had pretty decent reels when I last checked, but overall garbage.
Oh my God, yeah.
Overall garbage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I have to do it for sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. So kind of switching gears a little bit, like I'm kind of curious to hear, because you seem really good at like promoting yourself on social media. You have a pretty big audience on there. How did that come about? Like how have you kind of built that up? Because that's something I'm even curious of. Like that I have like decent social media, but you've done it at a pretty big level. You have like what, over 150,000 followers.
Yeah.
Then I mean that's really good. Most people don't have anywhere near that. So what are like some keys or tips to kind of get to that point? Like for people who are, because that's really big these days. Whether it doesn't have to, you don't have to be a filmmaker. You could, you don't have to be a model. Some people might be a chef and they want to, build their brand so that they can, get themselves out there and. Maybe it's about getting a better job, or maybe it's about selling a product or service. Like, what would you say? Is there anything like you've kind of learned along the way that maybe you can kind of share with us?
Well, I think the most important thing was me being a filmmaker, the quality of the things I share. It's really like, it makes a difference, because a lot of people would share low quality stuff and things that you'd be interested in watching. And at the same time, you think, you say to yourself, well, this is really pretty like nice. The content is nice, but I mean like, the video quality is so bad, the audio quality is very bad. For me, like being a filmmaker and photographer, it helps me in terms of having better posts, like high quality videos, high quality photos. And like, of course, the most important thing after like film and photography and the quality of the content is basically like you sharing stuff that people would like to watch, people would like to see. This is very important. And nowadays people are interested in watching like funny videos, even though they don't have any like content or codes or anything. People like to watch it. And maybe I started doing this like after first I started like making short films, things that people are interested in. Like one time I did a short film about bullying, and this one was a 1 minute like Instagram kind of thing, and it was about bullying. Everyone liked to watch it, and it was really nice. So,
did that one go viral? Did that one?
No, it didn't go viral. I had a lot of views though, but it didn't go viral. And then I started doing more videos, and then I had my personal page, not just my film page. And on my personal page, I have more than 150K followers. And this is when I started posting photos about myself, about the food I eat, because I'm vegan.
Yeah.
I post a lot of like vegan food.
Was there a point in time where like most people like start with a few hundred followers? Like is there a point in time where you started posting a certain amount of content or doing like a different marketing strategy that like got you to another level where you're getting thousands to 10,000s to like hundreds of thousands?
Yeah, I think the only thing that you should do honestly is you have to follow people. You can't expect to have a lot of followers if you're not following people, and you have to start commenting on other people's posts, and you even have to like their posts. Like if, for example, if your page is about film, if you're a filmmaker, you have to go to different film pages and you have to start liking their photos, like commenting on their photos, maybe following them too. I think this will help people know you better, because if you're a filmmaker and I want to get to know you, I have to go to your page and check what kind of posts you're posting, like what kind of content you're posting. Then I have to like your photos, I have to like your posts, I have to check your stories, like maybe share your stories too on my page and share your content. And I think this helps a lot to like kind of like get bigger on social media.
That sounds good. I like all that. I like all that. The other thing I noticed is your what's it called? Sweet Mahala?
Sweet Maha.
Sweet Maha.
Yeah.
So you have a bakery now?
Well, it's a like homemade kind of thing. For me, like I love baking, especially I like eating chocolate. Okay, so basically for me, like I'm not a baker, like I don't have a shop like a store, but I'm doing homemade stuff. I love baking and I love making like chocolate cupcakes. This was my signature like thingy. So when I started baking and everyone liked my chocolate cupcakes, so everyone was telling me like, why don't you try and to do like a baking thing? Maybe you can start doing homemade stuff, and then when you like get bigger, you can have your own shop. And I said to myself like, yeah, maybe I can give it a shot. Why not? And I started like baking and posting on social media, and like I'm still new, but people are liking the photos. Maybe they're craving my cupcakes, and this will help people like buy my cupcake, and maybe soon I'll have my own bakery.
That sounds great. Yeah, that'd be really
Yeah.
cool. So what do people, they go to a website and then they can order?
Well, for now, I don't have
Or
a
are you
website.
selling right now?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
still new. Like I'm trying to like take it step by step because I don't want to go big like right away. I want people first to try my cupcakes, and if they like them, and I see like that everyone is liking my cupcakes, I'm getting orders, then maybe I can start having a website.
So
Like,
how do people
like they just have to
eat your
send me,
cupcakes?
yeah, so they just have to send me a message because I have an Instagram page.
Okay.
So I have an Instagram page for Sweet Maha, and people can like send me a direct message. They can ask me about the prices, what kind of like the menu, everything, and then maybe they can try them. And I'm also like offering free delivery for people.
Oh, wow.
So maybe this will
Is
help
this
me.
just in the Los Angeles area, or is this
Yeah.
like
No, actually,
nationwide?
No, it's
Are you-
Los Angeles area for sure.
Okay.
Like I can't drive all the way to San Diego, like, and tell people, hey,
Sure.
you can try my cupcakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to do something else because I like to have my side business, and my side business is baking because I just like eating
You enjoy
chocolate.
it, and you love the
enjoy it,
chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay. But now, from a vegan standpoint, is it vegan chocolate, or are the cupcakes like are both?
Yeah.
Do you have both options, or how
No,
does?
everything I make is vegan.
Oh,
I
it
just,
is? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I just want people to know like you can eat everything if you're vegan, because some people ask me like, oh, do you eat salads every single day? Like, no, salad is not the only thing that I eat. I have different options. Like I can have like vegan options in terms of like vegan meat, Beyond Meat, Impossible Meat. Like you can have tofu, you can have like, you can create your own pizzas, vegan cheese. Everything now is vegan, and like
There's a lot of options.
there's a lot of options, and I want
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite? Like if somebody was completely new to
Yeah.
veganism, and then it's like, okay, well, for either moral reasons or philosophy or health whatever the reason was, and you were gonna guide them to an item that would be like, okay, you have to try this. What would be that
Well,
vegan
for
item?
me, my favorite, like if you don't mind me saying a brand, my favorite vegan brand is Morningstar. Morningstar
Okay.
is one of the best vegan brands. Like I always go to stores and buy this specific brand because for me, I like eating junk food. I'm not a healthy vegan, by the way.
Okay.
I like to eat junk food. Like I like burgers, pizzas, like French fries, like you know what I mean? Like I like snacks, chips and everything. So I would tell people maybe they can start buying like first burgers, because if you're a new vegan, you don't want to go like and eat only like healthy food. Like you don't want to just eat salads and like these healthy bowls, and you don't want to eat oatmeal every day and like these things. People want to have like their like kind of cravings. Like maybe you want to have like corn dogs. You have vegan options in corn dogs. You have vegan options from like burgers. You have vegan pizza. And I'm pretty sure everyone who's like new, like as a vegan person, I would recommend everyone to start eating like vegan burgers from different places, vegan junk food. And maybe if you want to be a healthy vegan, of course I'm a healthy vegan, but like I'm more of a junk food person.
I see.
It's like
Okay.
I'm falling in between.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you seem pretty healthy to me, so I'm not kind of surprised to see that. But yeah, it would be like it would be hard for me to give up like eggs and cheese specifically.
Oh,
I think that would be really difficult. But it is pretty interesting how they are. Actually the best vegan thing. I'm not on record, I'm not the biggest fan of the taste of vegan food personally, but the one the one company that is fantastic that does it is Plant Food for People. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Yeah.
They have a food truck that used to run outside one of the offices I worked in, and they had the jackfruit tacos.
Oh my God.
That was like the first vegan food that I had that was just like, oh, this actually tastes really close to the real thing. And I know not all of them are like that. Like, you can't say that they are. But, it's good to have all the different options. But the jackfruit tacos, I mean, it really was pretty impressive. Like it tasted like you could probably, it'd be interesting to do like a social experiment and put like different tacos with like the different types of like either jackfruit, or I know some are like soy based. I think is Impossible and Beyond, is that's more like soy based.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, the Impossible is soy-based and
Yeah.
Beyond Meat is not soy-based. So
Oh, it isn't? Okay.
Yeah, some people they can't like have soy-based meat. That's
Yeah.
why they eat like Beyond Meat, and others they like the Impossible, which is soy-based. So we have two different options.
So what is the Impossible then? What is that out of? What is that made out of?
Actually, it's wheat. Like it's made out of wheat. Different options
Oh,
like
okay.
vinegar. Like you also have like different like you have for the color to make it
Mm-hmm.
red. You use like beets like and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not pretty sure of the ingredients, but yeah, it doesn't have soy in it. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought they were just like competing brands, soy-based brands. So.
Oh no, it's not soy-based. I mean, Beyond Meat is not soy-based. Only the Impossible is soy-based. And I think people like they try to avoid vegan food because for them they've never tried it. And for me, of course, you ate an apple, bananas.
Sure.
These are all vegan, but in terms of like vegan meals, in terms of burgers and like pizzas and everything. And some people would tell me I can't give up meat, and they really forget that the taste you're getting from meat is not actually the meat, it's the spices. Because if you're eating a raw if you're eating like a raw piece of like steak without any like salt on it, without being cooked, without like having spices on it, you can't even eat it. So
Yeah, it's not that good.
Exactly.
It's all about the seasoning and marinating.
Seasoning and marinating it and everything. So the spices, marinating it, seasoning it, is the number one thing that gives you that taste that you want to have. That's why people always tell me, like, for example, when I'm making like vegan cupcakes, when people try them, they tell me, oh my God, this is vegan. You didn't use milk in it, like cow milk or like any. No, I use plant-based milk. Okay, there's no eggs in it. Nope, I didn't use eggs in it. And they're like, wow, this is fantastic. The taste is amazing. And that's why I tell them, like, you have to try it first before saying, oh, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't go vegan, because I'm pretty sure if you go vegan, you're not going to miss anything. And you're going to be happy because you're saving your health, you're saving the animals, and you're saving the planet.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest arguments people have is the taste. Like a lot of people can't, like they're like, oh, nothing tastes good. But I mean, there's so many options now. It's like, hey, check it out and see if you like it, right? Is there certain places people can follow to learn more about you, or if they want to buy the cupcakes, like?
Well, yeah, if they want to like try my cupcakes, they can go to my Instagram page. It's called Sweet Maha LA, and it's like, yeah, Sweet Maha. Do you want me to spell it out?
Yeah, you can spell.
Yeah, or maybe you can put it on the
Yeah,
video.
I'll put it on.
Yeah, so if people want to try my cupcakes, they can go to Sweet Maha LA. This is my like.
And that's on Instagram, or is that
it's
a
on
website
Instagram.
too? Okay.
No, it's actually
you don't
on
have a website.
Instagram.
Okay.
No, I still don't have
Yeah.
a website. Hopefully very soon I'm gonna have
I think
my
that'd be
own
good.
website. But for now I'm doing it on Instagram.
Okay.
And also if they want to check out my other posts for vegan, for my personal film, I have actually 2 other pages. My film page is Ghannam.maha,
Okay.
and my other page, my personal one, is Maha Ghannam.
Okay.
So yeah, so my film page is Ghannam.maha, and my personal page is Maha Ghannam. So I actually have 3
Oh, wow.
3 Instagram pages.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just all over Instagram.
I know.
Instagram's your favorite? Like, are you doing TikTok or
No,
LinkedIn?
No, actually, I don't have TikTok.
Oh,
I just
okay.
don't like TikTok. I don't know why. I'm just an Instagram person.
Okay.
Some people have more followers on TikTok than they have followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, I have my friend, like, she has like maybe 12K followers like on Instagram, and she has like a lot of followers on TikTok. So she's, maybe for her TikTok is better, like
the audience maybe
yeah,
feels
the
a little
audience.
bit better.
Yeah.
been great to have you here today and learn a little bit more about you and some of your passions.
That's it for this week's episode. Thanks for watching the Elevated Look Show, and we would really, really appreciate if you leave a review and subscribe.